All right, the watch list for Thursday, October 20th. Let's just glance at the SPY. Very narrow range today. The market, well, it's just kind of stuck in a holding pattern here. It's in a pretty darn narrow range for the last 6, 7, 8 sessions, but it's just hanging out in this same area. Not a lot of big volume or anything. So when we don't get any drastic moves one way or another, we can just, trade the watch list. I will show you literally my best call today, which isn't that great, was AEZS. On an intraday basis, I called it over this little flag right here. So 436 with a 426 stop. Ended up getting all the way up to 475. Wasn't my best trade of the day, and I actually had a bunch of very small gains and small losses this morning. Not a bunch, but a few, and then got into one trade that made my day. So sometimes it's like that, but all I can tell you guys is play defense first. I expect every trade I take to fail, and so I play defense. In other words, the minute I take a trade, I shouldn't say I expect it to fail, but I protect my entry right after I take a trade. So let's see here. AEZS actually kind of interesting for tomorrow. I didn't even have that on the watch list, but I'm going to put that one on watch for tomorrow too. AEZS. Certainly interesting. Today's high was 474, and then you had this high of 490 about 4 or 5 sessions ago. So up over today's high, 475. Could get you to that 491 area. And then you're sort of in breakout territory. But with that in mind, also you want to realize that it has been moving up for 3 days straight. So it's not the best, not exactly a really sneaky proprietary entry. It's a little bit of a late entry, but I'm a day trader, not a swing trader. So I try to find the intraday setups as you've seen in these videos. One quick comment before I go into the watch list for tomorrow. In these videos, I've been talking about a free webinar on Thursday. It is actually oversubscribed. There's only so many seats and they're full. So if you did not get a registration email after registering or registration confirmation, that's why. There's actually more people than the webinar will hold. But we'll always have no-shows and that sort of thing too. So I guess if you did get a registration email, you might want to show up a few minutes early, make sure you get a seat, because there might be some people that are turned away. And I'm not trying to make this sound like a huge concert event and everyone's wanting in, but the webinar only allows so many people in, and we are definitely booked up. So it should be fun, and there's going to be a Q&A. It's going to be very, a brief presentation, 25, 30 minutes at the most. And then I think the fun part will be a Q&A afterwards about anything trading related, at least as it pertains to my style or perhaps Wayne's style. We will be happy to answer any questions along those lines. The watch list for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put AEZS in my notes and on a chart for tomorrow. So you got that one. SPEX was on watch for today. No trades in it. It just gave a kind of a quiet inside day on much lower volume. A lot of times you get a third day move. So that one goes on watch. HTGM. This thing's really dropped off the map as far as volume goes. I mean, something that goes from 253 to 445 on 15 million shares, you would expect a secondary bounce. It's still not bouncing. It didn't give any kind of setup today, so still no trades in it, but I still want to watch it for tomorrow. You get a little bit of a bottoming tail here. Nice narrow range today, so I still think it's worth having on watch. BSPM goes on watch. Had a quiet inside day today. CONN had a nice pop on a little extra volume today, looking for a follow-through day in that one tomorrow, maybe a red to green, something along those lines. NVFY is really just chopping around in a range. When you look at it on 15s, though, it's had some pretty, look at this pop here. Then this pop at the end of that same day. You got a nice end of day pop here and a couple really nice ones here. So it feels like it's coiling, and it's certainly interesting over 440, right? It topped out at 440 here, and again here, and closed kind of strong today. So I kind of like it over 440, but we'll have to watch it trade on an intraday basis to see if it's interesting enough. CCJ. It looked like it was kind of putting in a bottom here a few days ago. Big volume, green hammer candle, and now it's kind of flagging. So up over this 4 or 5 day high might be worth a shot. Again, only if everything else is lined up. DRWI just got news, something to do with Sprint. And I don't know how significant the news is, but I was doing a search for charts just now and after hours, and I heard some blurb on DRWI. So the chart's not pretty, but maybe this push down to 2 was a low, and we'll see tomorrow if the news catches any momentum or any interest in the stock. So this one, not my favorite, but it's only on watch, not because of the chart, but because we'll see how it handles the news tomorrow. MOBL had this huge move and then went into full chop fest here for about a little over a week. Well, today closed pretty strong, so I want to watch that one for some follow through tomorrow. And then, and I already talked about AEZS. So that's the watch list. In addition to this, hopefully we'll find a nice gapper tomorrow, because I'm not in love with this list, but that doesn't mean something won't show up, first thing in the morning. So I'm going to leave it at that. Enjoy your evening. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.